We're going to take a look at one of these leverage plate-loaded chest press machines. I believe there's various versions of this out on the market. This particular one was made by Olympus Strength here in Australia, and I use this at a gym called Refined Performance, which is out in Prestons in New South Wales. This particular one's interesting because it has a resistance curve, which is essentially the opposite of what you see on most chest pressing machines. It's actually harder at the bottom of the range and easier as you get towards the end of the range. You can probably tell already by looking at this from side on how it's achieving its drop off in resistance. From my understanding, it's doing it through two main mechanisms. Firstly, you can see here that weight plate. I've drawn a line of force from the weight plate going straight down, and you can see the axis on the machine that that weight plate is moving around. And as we go through the range, what you'll see is that red dotted line, it's actually reducing in length, meaning that moment arm is actually getting shorter as you go through the range of motion. The second thing you can see here is these force angles on these levers that I've drawn here. Now you can see here at the start of the range, that force angle is actually a fair way away from 90 degrees. And then as we press and go through that range, that force angle moves closer and closer to 90 degrees as we get to that short position. And I believe what's happening here is these two aspects are what gives the user a mechanical advantage as they get into that shorter position. Now, a lot of chest press machines, what will happen is they might have a little bit less resistance at the start of the range, but the resistance goes up so much that you can't even finish those reps off. This machine definitely feels really nice to me. It's a lot different to other chest press machines that I've used. And one other really cool thing with this piece is you've got a pin at the back such that you can decide whether you want to control each arm individually or whether you want to lock it in so you don't actually have to control each arm. And what that does is when you lock the pin in, you don't have to control the arms. You can actually produce much more strength and lift more load when you do it that way. The other version where you have to control the arms is kind of good for motor control and kind of a nice differentiating challenge that you can get when you use this piece. Keen to know your thoughts on the machine. Have you used these ones before? There's many other varieties out there, so I'd be keen to, if you can link some other ones to me, I'd be keen to check those ones out. And as always, if you've got any comments or questions, put them below and I'll get back to you really soon on those.